instances why you may need airflow, um, and the use cases that you may have. So, for any workflow management system, monitoring and smart scheduling are the minimum requirement. You want a tool that can trigger a job at a particular time. You also want something that helps you monitor as how things progressed over the way it over the course, and how tasks behaved. Further, uh, you want something that gives you the ability to define dependencies among different tasks. So you may have a task, if it fails, the other task should fail as well or should not even start. Or you can have, even though certain tasks fail, you still want to continue with the whole pipeline. So this is where we diverge from cron jobs, and this one big ability should be there in an workflow management system. Now, mm, Airflow allows you to programmatically define pipelines. So, in a lot of the other traditional workflow management tools that were there, this ability has not been there. So, this makes Airflow very powerful. In the traditional workflow management systems, you may have several components that's already built in, and either you may drag drop them and define dependencies, but and you may write your own controls and components, but it's a little harder to do. The way Airflow provides you the seamless integration between your own project, and how you add a separate layer of Airflow on top of your project. It's very easy and very handy for the developers. So this is one big capability that Airflow is providing. Scalability is one another big reasons. Now Airflow is really good at scaling out, and it depends on the executor you are using, and we will look at what executors are. If you want, you can have multiple processing in the same machine, or you can scale out to multiple machines, and depending upon your jobs. If your jobs are highly intensive, you might just scale out using Celery executor or Mesos. If you already have a Mesos cluster, you may just use Mesos executor. And there is also, in the new version of Airflow 1.10, there's something called as Kubernetes executor, which helps you deploy things on Kubernetes, and that really helps you enhance the scalability feature. So this is another one big major criteria as why many people are opting to go for with Airflow. Resilience is something, if you want, basically in any workflow management system, we want it to handle retries or timeouts or failures gracefully. A lot of these data pipelines have read and write to databases, and you do not want your database in a logged state. So you want it to be seamlessly or gracefully, all the transaction gets handled properly. Of course, you do that lot of that from your code, but the way you can program it, and the way Airflow provides more retries. So, for example, if you if you are writing to a table that is being accessed by many other jobs, and records are constantly written to that table, you may have retries, because then if a table is locked for a certain amount of time, you can retry a job, and then when it's unlocked, you can your records are written into that table. So also if there are any failures, it should gracefully handle those failures, and the database state is not being locked. So that's one important aspect of Airflow. And then Well, Airflow is open source. It is still incubating. Well, you do not have to pay anything for it, for any licensing fees or anything. So, if you are if your organization is looking for a tool that is being adopted by many, and also there's no cost to get started, Airflow might be one that you can go for.